Hi, I'm Amanda and you're watching The Reading and Writing Life. This is another tag video. I have been watching Heather at Soggy Expat Book Nerd for a while now. And I saw that she did this tag last month. I'll put a link to her video with the tag, and then I'll also put a link to the original poster of this tag. Here we go. Question number 1. Do you consider yourself a mood reader? So the answer is no. I read what is on my TBR, and I have a really hard time veering off of that. I even, as I've recently learned, have a hard time moving those books around and reading them in a different order than what is written on my TBR. So no, I'm not a mood reader. I read what is next all the time. Okay, number 2. Do you set TBR lists and do you stick to them? Yes. Yes. I do not veer from the list. Number 3, do books affect you emotionally, and does the mood of a book rub off on you? I want to initially say no, that doesn't happen, but there have been times where I have been like, why am I so anxious right now? Like, I don't even know what I'm anxious about. And then I will realize that something crazy is happening in my book, or something like scary is coming up in the book. And I'm like, oh, I'm worried about that. So I would say yes, a little. Number 4, when you're feeling sad, what do you read? Or do you not read when you're sad? I pretty much read no matter how I'm feeling. Except one time one of my family members was really sick, and they were going to the hospital to find out like if they needed to be admitted or if they were going to be sent home. But either way, my family member was really sick, and I kept trying to read my book while I was waiting to hear back, and I just realized like I can't do that. So sadness does not affect what I read, and I'm not going to pick a different book just because I'm sad. I will still read whatever I'm reading, but I might enjoy it more if it's like a fluffy read than I would if it was something else, but that doesn't matter. I will still read whatever I'm reading if I'm sad. Now, what I discovered was if I'm anxious, I probably can't read anything at all, just because I can't focus and concentrate on what's happening in the book. Number 5, most often do you use reading to escape, to learn, or to critically reflect? So most of the time, since that's what this says, right? Most often I use it to escape. I occasionally use it for both of the other purposes, but the majority of the time is an escape. Number 6, what is a book that made you laugh out loud? Okay, I'm just gonna put the last book that made me laugh out loud up here on the thing, and it's a book that I'm currently reading for my book club, and it's Mistborn. Okay, I get that shouldn't be funny, but if you've read it, I will just say when Vin is in training at the very beginning, it was funny to me. Number 7, what is a book that made you cry, or if you don't cry, one that really moved you? Well, I used to not read any books if they made me cry. In fact, there's another Booktube channel that I watch called Call Me After Coffee, and her name is Bree, and she would always say, oh, I loved this book, it made me cry so much, and I would comment below her thing and say, I'm never reading a book that makes me cry. Well, now I read books that make me cry. I don't really do it on purpose, but again, I don't read the backs of all the books very well. I don't want to go into a book knowing that it's going to be sad and it's going to make me cry. Now, I read I read 2 or 3 books in a row that all made me cry a few months ago, and I thought, this might be a little too much. Like, I need something in the middle of this that's going to be funny and happy and make me happy. So I will just say the last book that made me cry, like ugly cry. Like, I was laying in the bed, my husband was already asleep, and I had to get up and go into the bathroom so that I could sob and not wake him up. And that book was called Far From the Tree. I'm gonna put it up here. It was so good. It was about foster care and adoption and siblings, and so good. It's a YA, it's part of my NPR challenge, that's why I read it. It was so good. Number 8, what is a book that you didn't even know how you felt about? Okay, I'll do the last one that I didn't know how I felt about it. And that is Johnny Appleseed by Joshua Whitehead. I just did a review on this like last month or the month before, I don't remember. But I finished reading that book and I thought, I don't know how I feel about it. Like, I just thought, I don't know. Like, I appreciated the writing, but I just didn't know how I felt about the book. And it's been a while and I still don't know how I feel about the book. Number 9, are you more likely to read on a sunny day or a cloudy day? I am more likely to read on a day that ends in Y. Okay, that was a full-on dad joke and I'm sorry about it. But I read every day. There's not one day that I don't read. At least a tiny bit of something, even if it's just a little bit. Every day I read something. Number 10, do you usually set the mood when you read? Music, light, smell, etc. Absolutely not. I read all the time, every day. Every spare second that I have, I'm reading. I don't have time to go get something and set any kind of mood. Now, if I have the time and I am dedicating that time just to reading, then I still don't set the mood, but I do have a recliner. I go get in the recliner. I do want music playing in my headphones while I'm reading. That's the best. Last one, number 11. Can you leap from book to book or do you need buffer time between them? This was a comment that Heather made in her video and it just cracked me up. She said, I am like a chain smoker for books. As soon as I finish one, I have the next one ready to go. And that is literally how I am. If I'm listening to an audiobook and I know there's only like 10% left or something, I will go ahead and go to my TBR, find out what the next book is, and I will either get it or I will have to put it on hold or whatever I'm doing at the library or on audio, on any of my audio apps. I look through them, I find the book, and I have it ready to go. I already have it downloaded because who knows? I might be out somewhere and I have no service and I finish a book and I can't download the next book. Like, I would panic. So that's not happening. I do the same thing with Kindle books. Before I even finish the Kindle book, I go ahead and know what the next book is and I have it ready to go. Okay, that's it. This was a fun tag. I like doing these tags. I like watching them because I feel like it gives me a little bit more insight into the person that's telling me about the reviews. I mean, I'm mostly there for book reviews because I want to keep adding books to my TBR, but I like to know the person because then if I know them a little bit more, I think, oh, well, the things that they like to read might be the same as the things that I like to read. So I hope that you like these tags as well. Let me know down below if there are any tags that you think I should do, or if you want to answer any of these questions, I would love to read them down below. As always, I would also like to buddy read with anybody who wants to. We can set something up, just leave me a comment. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe so you won't miss anything that's coming up, and thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.